All right, guys, welcome back to LLCoolJoe. We're back with another life lesson. Today, we're talking about the power of networking. And when it comes to networking, I myself, I think I'm pretty good. But when I think about my peers, there's one guy in particular that I think of, and that's Sean Freeman, a good friend of mine. Sean, how you doing?
Doing pretty well, Joe. Doing pretty well. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. So, Sean, when I think about networking, I feel like you post a lot of visual things. You post a lot of content. And so, when it comes to networking, I thought who better than to reach out to than Sean Freeman? As you can see that clean picture right there.
Yeah, nah, that's huge, man. That's huge. And shoot, man, you know, you a fellow networker yourself, So uh apple don't fall too far from the tree, and I think definitely birds of a feather flock together for sure. So we sharpen each other up. I can call you for advice for anything, and vice versa.
Yes, sir. Sean, you want to give everybody a quick intro, kind of what you do, a little bit about your background?
Definitely, man. So myself, I'm a behavior management specialist, working with kids that have like behavior challenges, essentially, and just helping them grow into better individuals. On the side, I have a bunch of side projects. I sit on a couple boards, but main two is Camp Central, an app designed to help uh, rising high school athletes find college football camps, and then also Free Hike, which is staying there first and foremost because it's where my dogs are. But my guys from Alabama State University, all graduates, and just join with them to create something special to give back that we felt like we weren't seeing. Really targeted for the African American community, but our gems, our knowledge, our information is applicable to anyone. So, yep.
That's awesome, Sean. So I pulled some pictures from some social media, and just to show everybody, this is what I mean by you're a great networker. There's always somebody that you're meeting. You're always at this clinic or you're always at this event. It's always networking, man. So let me just ask you, what does networking mean to you?
Networking to me, bro, is just really getting personal with the person and just meeting people, putting yourself in the room. Often I feel like it's funny, bro, at times, and I'm sure you can probably attest to this. When networking is so easy to you that it isn't for others, it can become a time where it's like people just like, yo, what do you say no to? And it's like, what? I say no to a lot, but it's just like, I don't know. You know what room, like, yo, if I go to this place, if I go to this event, that's catered towards my career field, I'm going to meet people that's going to help me get further along. So, yeah, man, that's really what networking is to me, just building relationships, to help create that web.
Absolutely. So you would say that networking did help you over the years. As we can see, you got a lot of great photos. Does anybody really stand out to you in these photos?
Man, yeah, no, it's a lot. It's a lot for sure. I can't go without saying, so that photo there in the middle, where I'm with the group of people in the teal shirt, the guy that's on the opposite end of me, Justin McLeod, man, he younger than me, but that's like a big brother in the technology event networking space. When I moved to Atlanta, he was he was a guy that was putting together, a lot of events, polished, clean, a local Atlanta native. And really, just took me under his wing as far as like, I definitely, to your point, as far as networking, was probably one of the few that like really, you know, put in the work to build that relationship. But we threw some great events, you know, there in Atlanta, 2 sold out ones. So that one right there was pretty special. We brought together some music executives at the Loudermilk Center down in Atlanta and had it sold out. It was a paid event. I was huge, man. I was huge.
Awesome. We'll move on to this next slide. So really, for all of our college students out there, high school, whatever it may be, and you kind of hit on the nose, man. You just never know what networking is going to do for you. So many outlets and so many advances that can take you somewhere. And I think this bottom left picture on the bottom explains it all. This is a group of people who are strangers, and as you can see, the bubbles above them are all different colors. That's all different knowledge that you don't know that you can find out through network. You know, that top left corner is that web that you talked about. You have connections all over the world. And then we also have the third photo of just networking through the phone. Social media is huge, email, text, whatever that may be. I know networking for me is how I got my job with the Pittsburgh Steelers, just currently just always networking and just always wanting to learn more and meet new people, get new opportunities. So we're going to kind of go through this list a little bit. Would you agree that networking does build new business for you?
Definitely, all the time.
Now, have you learned any new knowledge through networking?
All the time.
Are you learning fresh ideas?
For sure.
Have you got any career advancement through networking?
Yep. When I first moved back to here to Dayton, Ohio, man, I was just reaching out to folks, and I landed my first like independent contracts through networking. So definitely.
New job opportunity, career advice, building confidence, gaining a different perspective in life, and developing relationships. Man, networking is huge. And I think that, to your point, I think all of us are never done learning. You know, even if someone is younger than you, you could also still learn from that person at the end of the day. Young or old, doesn't matter skin color, ethnicity, background, it's always fresh, new ideas. So Sean, what makes you want to network when you're out and about and talking to people?
Finding a similarity, it often starts with something as simple as maybe clothing, it's like, hey, I like that hat, or or I've seen you somewhere before, and I like, oh, what are you doing with the camera? You know what I mean? So just different little small talk, bro. Small talk. And that usually leads to some greater synergy of like, oh, you have a camera because you have a media business. Well, I'm looking for, maybe a new videographer. And boom, there I go,
Exactly, 1000%. I know when I first graduated college, I was working with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and that was my very first job. And through that job, I networked and got into the Pittsburgh Penguins, and then I networked and got into the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's been history ever since. You just got to keep that conversation going, man. It's just always constant learning. Would you agree that having some business cards on you is effective?
Definitely. Something that I wish I could be better at. Lately, if I have the lack thereof, or if I'm in transition between having them, LinkedIn is what I just abuse. Like, and 9 times out of 10, most people will have it. And if they don't, then it kind of flips, the pressure off of you not having a physical card to like, all right, what are you not doing on LinkedIn?
And Sean, when you do network, do you also follow up with people?
Yeah, that's something that I feel like we always can tighten up on. I don't think I'm the sharpest at it, but what I do or when I am following up, usually try to keep it mainly with events. With events, since I moved back and I do sit on a couple boards out here. So like for the Chamber of Commerce or for the Parks and Recreation Board, I'll definitely, that would be something I keep in people's minds of like, hey, I have this coming up. Would you like for me to add you to our calendar invite, which I think you probably got some notifications before for some. And then from that is always great because everyone can kind of see the different names and who they may know. So it, to that top left picture, it expands that web, man. It expands that web.
Absolutely. I know anytime I need something, I could go right into my phone and reach out to somebody, whether it's here, a different state, a different career, whatever that may be, all through the power of networking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sean, I appreciate it. LLCoolJoe back with another life lesson, the power of networking. Hope you learned something today. We out.